Hello everyone, welcome to the Ginger Snap Series Month of Horror-WEEN, where I'll be discussing the Halloween franchise. I am your host, Stephen Harold, and in today's episode, we will be taking a look at Halloween, which was released in 2018 and was directed by David Gordon Green. After the franchise was in production hell for over 9 years after the events of Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie, thanks Rob again, David Gordon Green and Dan McBride pitched a story to Malek Akkad, Jason Blum, and John Carpenter, pitching the idea of what if after Michael Myers disappeared in 1978, he was caught moments later. And they loved that idea. After the script was even done, it even explained that this movie was completely a new clean slate, a new timeline in the franchise. Yes, another timeline, where all the sequels were wiped from existence. And after this film came out, a lot of people were talking about Michael Myers a lot more than ever before. Some people loved this film, some people hate this film. What do I personally think of it? Let's take a look at Halloween 2018. So before I even get to the actual story itself, like I said already in the beginning, this movie was a clean slate, meaning that this was going to be a direct sequel to the 1978 film. So what does that mean about the other Halloween films in the franchise? They were erased from existence. Pretty much, this was a new timeline. So gone was Halloween 2 all the way to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And in that process, so was also removed the brother-sister storyline between Michael and Laurie. They were now no longer related in this film. And that, to this day, almost 4 years later, people are still pissed off about it, and then people like me are happy about it. Now, as for the story for this film, Michael Myers has been incarcerated in Smith's Grove for over 40 years. Meanwhile, some podcasters want to kind of investigate the events of what happened in 1978 on Halloween night. Meanwhile, also, Laurie Strode has been preparing for Michael's return for the past 40 years, but is pretty much a basket case. She has been twice divorced, she had her child taken away from her, and is pretty much not very close with her granddaughter as well. Everything seems to be going very wrong for her in her personal life until the night Michael Myers is transferred, when he breaks out and wreaks havoc on Haddonfield. 40 years to the date of 1978. But this time, Laurie has been prepared and is fucking ready for Michael. Now, for the story for this new timeline, obviously this film does work in its favor. If you're going to erase all the other films from existence, you have to start fresh with a new story, a new angle, a new type of thing to introduce all these characters again, the ones that we love, and some new characters that we are going to grow to love throughout the whole entire franchise. And to bring Michael back in such a way, and bring Laurie back in such a way, it works for this film. It's not like Halloween H2O. It's not like that at all. It's not like they decided, let's just kill off Laurie or whatever. No, they wanted to bring her back in a more definitive way and bring Michael back in a more definitive way. And for David Gordon Green and Danny McBride to do this script and make the changes that they did and the sacrifices that they are still facing to this day, this film still works in its favor when it comes to its story. Leading the protagonist in this film is Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode. Now, this is, again, another Laurie Strode portrayal with Jamie Lee Curtis, but this time it's not like Halloween H2O's Laurie Strode, where she was an alcoholic, she was in fear all the damn time, whatnot. She has actually gone through more physical shit this time, and more mental shit as well. How Jamie Lee Curtis pretty much explained this timeline's Laurie is, she must have dealt with the events of 2018 or 1978's film, and then ended up going to school later on. Having that trauma for 40 years and not actually seeking professional help did some serious damage to her. Then, of course, Child Protective Services taking away her daughter. She's been divorced twice. This is a Laurie that sacrificed everything just to be prepared for Michael's return. I love Laurie Strode's portrayal in this timeline. I love it so much. Jamie Lee Curtis coming back after saying, no, she's done. And with open arms, too, to this character. Like, she said yes after page 4 of this script. And what she brought to this character this time, in this timeline, works. It's so much more enjoyable to watch her in this role for Laurie Strode. You feel everything. You get a sense of what it's like to be Laurie Strode, living with the shit that she has gone through for 40 years. And for all that shit, where people are saying, you're a nutbag, you're crazy, and for her to be right at the end, is so satisfying, and I can't stress it enough. I loved Jamie Lee Curtis's performance in this film. Now, playing the daughter of Laurie Strode is not a new thing. I mean, we had Danielle Harris do it in Halloween's 4 and 5, but this time we have Judy Greer's Karen Nelson, who, like as already mentioned, she was taken away from Laurie when she was at the young age of 12 and is now a married woman. She has a child as well, and she's just trying to get over everything that has happened with her upbringing with Laurie as her mom. Now, I love me some Judy Greer, and I know a lot of people love Judy Greer as well. I mean, we were hoping to God they didn't Jurassic World her ass and she was only in this movie for a little bit, right? I love everything that Judy Greer had done in this film, especially when she was just so damn brutally honest towards Laurie as well. Like, you know, you need to get over it, okay? You need to just, like, get fucking help. And everything, even like the decisions that were made, which kind of still annoy me still, is the fact that Karen literally skips Halloween and we see her with a Christmas sweater on. And it's just like, yeah, that sounds like someone who hates Halloween for sure, but within a given reason. I love me some Judy Greer when it comes to her performance as Karen in this movie. And ironically enough, she kind of acts like a Karen, doesn't she? Right, guys? She really does. Other than that, I'm just so happy that she portrayed the character very well and ultimately became a likable character. Now, of course, there's not 2 Strode women, there's 3. This one is actually going to be the granddaughter of Laurie Strode, Allison, played by Andi Matichak. Now, she is the daughter of Karen as well, but she is trying to be close with her grandmother, and her mother won't allow it because of all the shit that she went through with Laurie, right? She has obviously a lot of friends. She's in the honor society, just like how Laurie was. And she also wants to be close with her grandmother, but also at the same time, she tells her grandmother all the time, you need to get over Michael. You need to live your life. If you want to be close with me, you gotta get over him. And I just love her character in this movie. I mean, like, she is one of the most likable characters in the Halloween franchise now that we've seen what she's gone through. And when she finally comes face to face with Michael, you sense that all that time when she was even thinking to herself, Mom, I think you're just crazy, or Grandma, I think you're just crazy, and then realizes she's not, holy fuck, does her character arc turn around real quick. She has that fear, but also is a fighter as well. It's just pretty much what the Strode women are in this movie. And Andi Matichak's performance in this film just makes you love her as another Halloween great character. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people were very happy to see more of Allison. So with 3 powerful, strong women as protagonists in this movie, we have to pit them against an ultimate antagonist. And when it comes to Halloween, it needs no introduction. It is Michael Myers, played by James Jude Courtney in this film. And in one scene, or a few of them actually, is Nick Castle, the original Michael Myers from the 1978 film. Michael Myers really needed to come back after what Rob Zombie did to him. And when he came back in 2018, oh my God, he came back strong. Michael Myers' portrayal in this film is obviously he's a 61-year-old man, but of course, again, pure evil personified. The way Michael moves in this movie, the way he does his killings, the way he is exactly what fans wanted Michael Myers to be again. And we got it again. James Jude Courtney rose up to the ranks as one of the top actors to play Michael Myers in history. And of course, being alongside Nick Castle, there's some big shoes to fill, and James Jude Courtney filled them properly. Michael Myers is such an intimidating character in this film, And everything he brings to the table to Michael Myers, James Jude Courtney perfected in such a way. Michael Myers was beaten down, was broken down throughout this whole entire series, and we needed Michael Myers to come back and be the badass, the evil shape that he was, and we finally got it again. I'm proud to say this is one of my favorite portrayals of Michael Myers I've ever seen in a Halloween film. And James Jude Courtney is just one of the best to do it. And one of the things that also makes the other movies sometimes not work is always getting Michael's mask right. And in this movie, it's no exception. The mask in this movie, which I even have right next to me too, is one of the best masks in the franchise's history. Just looking at the mask, you can tell it looks a lot similar to the 1978 film. It is so damn close. Christopher Nelson did a fine fucking job recreating that 78 mask with a 40-year age gap to it. And having the cracks and the wrinkles in it and the discoloration, the mask looks more intimidating than it did in 1978. And how James Jude Courtney performs even under the mask makes the mask more fucking frightening. I know a lot of people love this mask too, and I'm one of the few who sit there and say it's one of their favorite masks. I just can't get over it. Like, even when we saw the poster for this movie and we saw that mask, I know a lot of you fans were like, fuck, that mask looks nice. Yeah, I was one of them. The mask is definitely a home run as well. This movie also has a huge band of characters that we've actually loved. We have David and Vicky. We have Sheriff Hawkins. We have even Ray, who is Karen's husband. A lot of these characters, even Cameron and Oscar. Cameron, a little bit to a degree. You'll see him in the next film. But all these characters are just, they fit into the timeline of 2018. These are not just your typical, slasher characters. You actually care for some of these characters. These are the characters you get to know very well. You get to spend a lot more time with. And then when they die, you're saddened by it half the time. I just love all these characters. The ways they were even portrayed by even the actors that even did them were smart. And let's face it, guys, we even have three of the funniest characters in the whole entire movie. The two deputies, one being played by Christopher Nelson himself. This is how you do Cops, Halloween 5. This kind of humor with these kind of officers. That's how you do funny cops. And of course, as we all know, Julian, the kid who's just clipping his nasty ass toenails. The humor in this movie is absolutely off the wall, and these characters just bring that humor. There's a lot of times I laughed. When it comes to this film's kills and brutality, this film delivers on it. Michael Myers, being locked up for 40 years, is feeling a little bit, stab crazy, and fuck does he fucking not hold back. I mean, he even kills a kid in this movie. He kills a kid. And the brutality of him even leading up to a certain scene, which, let's face it, guys, I know a lot of you were like me and watched this on opening night on October 19th. When Michael approaches that baby, we all sat there and said, oh fuck, is he gonna kill this baby? Thank God he didn't. But leading up to all the other kills in this whole entire film, they all fucking deliver. Even the kills that were off screen, the payoff was amazing. Now, if I have to sit there and pick my favorite kill in this whole entire film, it is definitely Oscar. Just the lead up to that whole entire scene with the motion sensor lights, it's like, oh my god. I even sat in the theater and was like, oh fuck, we're gonna get some good shit. And just how Michael was in that whole entire fucking scene. Being the shape that he is, the Michael I've been waiting to see for so long. And I finally got it. The kills, the brutality, hell, even the suspense of even leading up to all these kills absolutely delivers in this film. It's one of the great parts of this fucking film. And I know there's a lot of people when it comes to Dr. Sartain and how his character arc just has a twist where he stabs Officer Hawkins. Now, I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. I think Dr. Sartain was a role reversal of Dr. Loomis. Now, I know a lot of people even say, like, oh, he's practically Loomis, or New Loomis. Even Laurie says it in the fucking movie. Now, if you remember Dr. Loomis, he was so hell-bent on destroying Michael, killing Michael, making sure the evil dies. Dr. Sartain, on the other hand, is obsessed with the fact that Michael was seen in the wild by Dr. Loomis, and he wants to experience it. He wants to know what drives Michael. Is it Laurie being alive? Is it the instinct of killing? So I think this is a doctor who is more obsessed with studying Michael in the wrong ways, and he will stop at nothing to get to a certain conclusion. I mean, throughout the whole movie, even the podcasters and the doctor, they just really want Michael to speak. So I know a lot of people have the problem when it comes to the Dr. Sartain twist. To me, like I've said to many people, it's like, how can you fucking say that doesn't bother you? It's like, I've seen worse. In fact, I saw a whole fucking movie that was worse. But when it comes to the whole Dr. Sartain putting on Michael's mask, I sit there and say, yeah, I know, that was stupid. I get it. That was stupid. Also, the movie's been out for almost 4 years now. And after rewatching it, I never noticed this until tonight. You know that scene in which Laurie is getting ready for Michael's arrival when she's got Karen and Ray in the house? You see her leaving her bedroom, and you see how the mannequins are disassembled and kind of scattered throughout the whole entire room. And then when she finally knows Michael's in the house and she's pursuing him room to room, she goes to that room and the mannequins are put together. Michael literally fucking put them together to fuck with her. Again, it just shows that Michael Myers is just a guy who just loves to fucking play mind games. He's one of the smartest fucking serial killers in horror movie history. I mean, when I saw that scene and I realized it, I was just like, did Michael really fucking do that? That just makes it even better. In the climax of this film, we see Michael Myers trapped into the basement of Laurie Strode's home, and they set it ablaze, pretty much burning Michael alive. All the Strode women have done their damage to him, and they flee the house, leaving Michael to burn. Now, originally, if this film didn't do so good, this was essentially going to be the ending, Michael burning alive. But because the movie became so successful, it was a smart ending, because it was like an ending in which it's like, if it wasn't successful, it's a definitive ending. But if it is successful, we have room for a sequel because of the ending we shot. So, kudos to that ending, especially with the fact that Michael Myers, even if you guys wait till after the credits are done, at the end of the credits, you hear Michael breathing. Very good shit. Back in 2018, I had eagerly anticipated this movie, and when I finally got to see it on screen for the first time in theaters on opening night, I was just head over heels in love with this movie. Buying it on DVD and Blu-ray and everything like that, I found myself realizing I had watched this Halloween film, Halloween 2018, a lot of times. I remember even on Father's Day, I had watched Halloween 2018 because a lot of people knew that was one of my favorite Halloween movies of all time. And just everything that this film has done, it made me even have the more realization about it. This film, to me, is so much similar to my all-time favorite movie of all time, which is Terminator 2. Even character arcs. A character starts in one spot and then they arc to another spot. That's what essentially happened. And hell, fuck, let's all face it, actually. Laurie Strode essentially is Sarah Connor from Terminator 2. Everything about this movie made me realize that I love this film so much, I even said to everybody, this is my all-time favorite sequel. And it is. It's my all-time favorite sequel. And I know a lot of people sit there and say, what about Halloween 2? How about Halloween 4 and all that shit? Look, I just really, really love Halloween 2018. I had the hype for it. I had the excitement. I waited 9 years to see a good Halloween film in theaters. And I finally got it. And this movie, to me, just didn't disappoint. And of course, having to watch it a lot of times in the last almost 4 years now makes me realize this is essentially the Terminator 2 of the Halloween franchise to me in my heart. And I love watching this film every single time. And it also did something that a lot of people would be shocked to hear me say. It finally trumped my favorite in the franchise. So, for my rating, I'm going to give Halloween 2018 a 10 out of 10. So tell me, guys, what do you think of Halloween 2018? Is it one of your favorites in the franchise? Do you think it's one of the better films in the franchise as well? Or do you think with the new timeline, it succeeded in every expectation? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you also hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more spooky content. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can get notified on all the other videos coming out this month. Anyways, guys, that's it from me. This has been the Ginger Snap Series Month of Horror-WEEN. I am Stephen Harold, and in the next episode, I will be re-reviewing Halloween Kills. Take care, and remember, everyone's entitled to one good scare.